Also tonight, Steve Sailing lives with ALS, but he's designed his home to overcome his limits.
All of this technology means that I have a level of independence previously unheard of for people like me.
When Steve Sailing was diagnosed with ALS, he found a way to keep his independence.
Welcome to my home.
Susan Warnick brings us the amazing story of how human courage and advanced technology came together.
6 years ago, doctors told Steve Sailing he had ALS. Today, he has lost control of his voice and hands, but held on to a way to control his life. Susan Warnick brings us an amazing story of heart, humanity, and technology.
This is a home where doors open magically, curtains close without cords, and the TV seems to work by osmosis. You can even cook a full meal without heat.
You can have your hand on the stove right beside a boiling pot of water, and it will be cool to the touch.
And this is the man who designed it all.
Welcome to my home. By looking, you would never know that this is a nursing home.
6 years ago, Steve Sailing was told he had ALS. His life about to change forever. He took control.
When I was diagnosed, doctors told me to get my affairs in order. I'm sure this isn't what they meant, but I hope you'll agree that my affairs are very well in order.
Very well in order indeed. An accomplished architect, Steve worked with scientists in California, using his expertise to design the technology he'd eventually need to live independently. Using lasers and infrared sensors, he communicates, operates his transportation, and has full control of his environment.
There is a computer in the basement called the automation server that has different kinds of tentacles throughout the building that connect to every door, light, thermostat, and elevator.
People who live in Steve's house can call the elevator without ever having to press a button.
Unfortunately, I can't make the elevator come any faster.
Steve's home is unique in the world, all thanks to his collaboration with Barry Berman from Chelsea Jewish Foundation.
It's about dignity, it's about compassionate care, it's about quality of life.
Steve and Barry met by chance about 5 years ago. Through Steve's technological genius and Barry's devotion, they raised about $2 million in private donations and federal funds to create miracles.
It's the first house in the world to offer chronic ventilation support. So individuals on a respirator, instead of being in a chronic hospital, they're living in this greenhouse where they can be up and dressed and showered and again, have the most meaningful life possible.
The ceiling lift will make easy my transfers when I can no longer stand at all. It will safely and easily carry me from my wheelchair to my bed or the toilet or shower. I even have a remote-controlled bidet to wash and dry my bum so that I maintain that independence. All of this technology means that I have a level of independence previously unheard of for people like me.
The Sailing Residence is part of the Leonard Florence Center for Living in Chelsea, a truly amazing place offering residents everything from kosher gourmet meals to spa services.
That's the way you like it. Whatever you want. I don't want to change anything on you.
Delivered at every level by an immeasurably compassionate staff.
Everywhere you look, there's another success story in every single room with every single resident.
Steve shares his home with 9 other ALS patients. Patrick O'Brien moved here from a hospital in Baltimore.
It takes a village, truthfully. This house is like no other, while one could gaze on and on about the care here. It's so flawless.
Steve's house is the model for 2 more in development in the United States. One is for former Saints football player Steve Gleason, who was recently diagnosed with ALS. It's expected to open in about a year.
It is truly a home in every way, and my tremendous honor to live here. Thank you for visiting, and I hope that you won't be a stranger.
And Steve is now working to market his system to other healthcare facilities and eventually directly to the consumer. He hopes that that system will someday revolutionize mobility for the severely disabled.